Welcome to the Getting Real with Hilary show, where ordinary heroes tell extraordinary stories during unique and never been heard before conversations with your host, Hilary Arno Burns. Hilary's unique listening and way of asking questions results in conversations that aren't usually talked about, so you can create the life that you really want but are afraid you can't really have. We are demonstrating the greatness in the human spirit and creating a world where we all reclaim our birthright of joy, happiness, purpose, and passion. Now, here's your host, Hilary Arno Burns. Welcome to the Getting Real with Hilary show, and today we have a very special guest. His name is Mark E. Scott, and he's an author. And we will be discussing his book, King of Peru. So we can't wait to have this discussion. Welcome to the studio, Mark E. Scott.
Hello. I'll see if I can hold it up too.
There you go. Okay, a little higher, There, perfect.
Okay.
All right, awesome. And if you can't see it, if you're on radio, there's hands. You can see hands and a nose coming out in between, and it looks like the guy is holding on to his head in, I would say, anguish. Would you say that's anguish?
I think that, yes, absolutely. It's anguish.
So that's what you're missing if you're just on audio. So anyway, let's go back. I'd love to know how this book came to be. It's fiction, right? Obviously.
Yes.
And yeah, so tell us a little bit, just to go back so we can place you. Where were you born? Just a little bit about your family growing up.
Sure. I was born in northern Ohio in a little town called Galion, Ohio.
Okay.
It's still alive, just on life support.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was manufacturing town. I think they still make stuff there. Then we moved to Tiffin, Ohio when I was 2.
Okay.
Which is next door. Then we moved to Detroit when I was 3. And then we moved to St. Clair Shores outside of Detroit when I was 5.
Okay, so you moved to Tiffin, Idaho, sorry, right?
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay, I wrote Idaho. Wow. Wait, were you first in northern Idaho?
Never.
So it was always Ohio. Wow. Scary. Okay. So Ohio. Okay, good. Keep going. How good my listening is today. Woohoo, scary. Okay.
I mean, Idaho would have been interesting as well, but far, far away from where I grew up. When I was 3, we moved to Detroit.
Oh.
And then when I was 5, we moved to St. Clair Shores, which is outside of Detroit. And then when I was 10, we moved to Ross, Ohio.
Wow.
When I was 11, we moved to outside of Hamilton, Ohio. And then we finally moved to inside of Hamilton. And then after high school, I went in the Navy, ended up in Virginia.
Whoa. So why were you moving? Was your father, why did you keep moving?
He was on the lam, always trying to keep one step ahead of the law.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. That's not true.
I'm like, wow, that's exciting. Okay. No?
No, we're
you had me there.
We left Galion. Apparently, Dad, as a young man, enjoyed a tipple on occasion. And rumor has it that there were 13 bars in Galion, of which he was only allowed in one of them. So we moved to Tiffin, which was right next door to Galion. And then once we were in Tiffin, he took a job in Detroit with the insurance company Massachusetts Mutual.
Oh.
And so we moved to Detroit, and then St. Clair Shores. And then he started his own agency when I was 10. So in his territory involved Cincinnati, so we moved down here to the area. We tried sort of rural living, but we were city kids. I mean, I didn't understand moles didn't have eyes till I saw a dead one in the cornfield behind my house, which was the first cornfield I ever lived around.
Moles don't have eyes? I don't know.
See, look, we're all learning. Yeah. They don't need them, do they?
Because they're underground?
Right. Exactly.
Oh. I know bats can't see. They're all about the radar.
I think bats have eyes, though. Now I
I
want
did a
what?
project on it in like 3rd grade or something.
Huh?
Yeah, how they do it. They send out the
Right. Right.
the waves. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. All right. So you went to the Navy in Virginia.
Yeah.
And which branch? Oh, Navy. Duh. Oh my God. Help.
I went to the Navy branch of the Navy.
The Navy branch of the Navy. We were out late. We were out this show last night, Cabaret. My nephew was in it. So I guess I didn't get enough sleep. Okay. So you're in the Navy. What was your, what do they call it? MOS or something? Yeah. Your job. Yeah.
I started off in engineering and damage control,
Okay.
and then I became the ship's legal clerk.
Oh. So was that instead of college? You went right there?
That was because I couldn't afford college,
Okay.
and the Navy actually helped me pay for college once I got out.
Okay. How many years were you in?
6.
6.
And
Wow.
my first 4 were on a ship, and then my last 2 were at a place called Fleet Tactical Deception Group, which was a psychological operations command.
Whoa.
Fun stuff there.
Who were you psychologicalizing? Us or them?
Oh, mostly them. PsyOps is about convincing people to behave in a way that benefits you.
But it was the enemy. It wasn't other Navy people.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Oof. Okay. And then you got out, and then where'd you go?
Went to school in Miami of Ohio.
Okay.
Thought I was going to be a teacher. Never did get a job teaching.
I see a parallel here. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And ended up in finance.
Oh.
Went back for an MBA at Xavier of Ohio.
Okay.
Started having kids. Yeah.
And when did you get married? Before all that?
Which time? Just
okay. The first.
I did have a short-lived Navy marriage.
Oh, okay.
A very nice young woman who the marriage was great as long as I was underway for months at a time. It's when I was home that things didn't really work out. So and then I got married after I got out to the mother of my children. We had 3 kids.
Oh, and you're still with her?
No.
Oh.
But good try there, Hilary.
All right. So is there a third?
No.
Okay.
Not a legal one anyway. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So you went into finance. What kind of finance was it?
Started off in subprime indirect auto. That's a whole mouthful, which just means the loans were always, it's like when you go into the dealer and they arrange financing for you.
Yeah.
Instead of you going right to a bank to arrange your own finance. This is boring stuff, but we operated completely through dealerships.
Oh, okay. And how long did you do that? Or do you still?
About 5 years.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And then where?
Then I ended up in commercial lending.
Okay. For a bank?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Are you still doing that?
No, I'm now a chief financial officer for a assisted living facility.
Wow. And is that exciting?
It's interesting. Exciting. I put a lot of emphasis on exciting. The people I work with are fantastic, and they provide a great service.
Okay.
And what I can do for them is very helpful.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So where did the book start? I mean, obviously I see some of it in your life, right?
Right.
Yeah. Where did the idea? You said this was the first book, The King of Peru, was the first book that you finished.
That I ever finished, right.
How many did you start?
That was probably number 4 or 5.
Okay.
I tried first when I was 15.
Okay.
Me and a buddy tried writing a book, sort of along the lines of Lord of the Flies.
Okay.
And there was too much stuff going on when you're 15. So it's very hard to discipline yourself to write a novel when you're 15.
Right. Okay.
And then I tried in high school, I tried writing a screenplay, sort of young Frankenstein-y sort of stuff. I love that. I love that humor.
Yeah.
Then when I was in Navy, I tried writing another book or two, and then didn't finish one till I was out. King of Peru.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what has you want to write, you think?
Say again?
What is it? I mean, obviously you've been trying to write, since you were what has you want to write? Like, what is it? Tell stories or?
Yeah, I mean, I started writing when I was 8, and it's just something I kept doing, and it became, I'm sure, a lot of escapism involved there. But when I write a story, I don't necessarily go, hey, this story is going to be about X. It sort of becomes what it becomes.
Okay.
And I grab onto ideas and run with them as the story opens.
Okay. So it's always been something you're doing. So I just want to say, for anybody who wants to write, obviously, well, how old are you now?
I am 63.
63. Okay. So for 55 years, well, I don't know when you actually published it, but for 55 years, you kept starting and stopping.
Oh, yeah.
So never give up.
I mean, I got other books published before this one.
Oh, you did? I thought you said this was the first one you finished.
It's the first book ever finished, but it's not the first to get published.
Oh, okay. So what else did you publish before this?
Well, I self-published a book called Burning Buildings, which my publisher is actually going to redo for me.
Okay.
Then Drunk Log.
Right. Okay. I saw them at the back.
And then First Date, and then Free Will.
Wow.
And then finally this one.
Oh, so you finished it, but then you didn't. What made you wait on this one?
Children.
Oh,
what made I tried publishing and was rejected many, many times.
Okay. And then did you self-publish this, or you got it?
Oh, no. It was my publisher.
Okay.
Was kind enough to go through my backlist. I still have a story. I still have in the filing cabinet behind me here is a manuscript from 1995 called Bogeyman that I've done nothing with. So we'll see.
So you're prolific.
I'm no Stephen King, put it that way.
But you keep writing. I mean, obviously, there's something about it that you love to do. Okay. So the subtitle is A Novel of Destiny and Delusion.
That was a group effort.
Yeah. And if anyone notices, if you're watching and you see him stiff, he just had a shoulder replacement. So he's a little bit, right? A little bit.
Here's my...
Not moving. Yeah. So there it is. If you're on radio, you don't see it, but he's a little bit stiff. It was only a few days ago, so you're doing pretty well, right?
I think so. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, but we're here to talk about King of Peru. So, what was there something about drinking? I noticed there was a lot of drinking in the work. Is that something? Is that something about like your life or your dad, or just made him drink a lot? Because I was like, no, don't go again. Don't drive.
Stop going to the bar.
Yeah.
I think the drinking, I did not put a lot of thought into it. I think it's just a reflection of my life at Miami and my life when I was in the Navy. And so the main character was a Marine. military people tend to overindulge.
Okay.
And it becomes a background to the one reviewer called it lad life in college.
Mm,
Just I think she's British, but
right.
the that was meant to be just as background. That's what they do with they're not studying or drinking
Right. Okay.
or watching Bonanza.
Now, okay, there's one scene where they're coming back from the bar. They were staying at his roommate's parents' house,
Right.
and the cops come. His roommate is asleep. He doesn't even know what's happening, and he decides to outrun the police.
Yes.
They never found him. I mean, obviously you made it up, but they never found him. Like, didn't they have his license plate? I was just wondering about that. Couldn't they have just had his license plate and found him?
No, they did not get his license plate before he managed to evade.
Okay.
But that was on purpose because Matt, the main character, is by nature a reckless individual.
Yeah.
And so that's just an example of his recklessness.
Okay. And why? I don't know if you have an answer for this, but I'm going to ask, why did you write about a reckless character?
No one's ever asked me that question before.
Okay.
I was juxtaposing him against Thomas, who's a very calm force in the universe.
Okay.
And so Matt, who is vulnerable to somebody like Lope, the spirit or the apparition or whatever you want to call him, is vulnerable in a way that Thomas is not. And he's vulnerable because he places fewer limits on his own behavior.
So why would you say he's vulnerable?
He's vulnerable to outside influences. Whereas someone with a perhaps more rigid moral character would reject things upright. Matt's a guy who might go, "Oh yeah, you might have something there."
So a couple of the scenes when he's reckless, I had to put it down. It was too nerve-wracking for me.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I would pick it up, because I can't watch a scary movie or something before I go to sleep. I won't be able to sleep. It's just in my head. So I had to be like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen here with the drinking and the demonstration. And when he goes and gets a gun, I was like, no, I thought for sure, someone was going to get shot. So anyway, I won't ruin it for the audience, but yeah, I found it like, well, I get into when I read a book, I feel like I'm living it. If it's a good book, and I did, so it's a good book because I felt like I was living their life, it, and so it was like, when you're there's a name for it when you're when they write it so that the person reading knows, like they know that the butler killed the person, but
right, third person omniscient, I think is what.
Yeah, but the people in the book don't know.
Exactly.
Well, the reader knows, but they don't know. It was kind of like, that kind of thing. So anyway, so it was good because I felt like I was getting stressed out living his life.
Well, I have to tell you, I love the fact that it had that effect on you.
Good. Yeah.
Because that means it mattered, that you were on the ride for the story.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I felt like I was living in their apartment with the couch and the, it was very, it was real. It was real for me during the book.
Fantastic. No, I love that. I love that it was that real.
Yeah. So if people want,
Speaking of that, the apartment or the couch, that was based on a buddies of mine. I had a buddy who lived in that apartment.
Oh, wow.
An awful couch.
So that's why you could describe it so well. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So obviously, you went to the Navy, he went to the Marines, Matt went to the Marines. You were going to be a teacher, he was going to be a teacher, right?
Bit of a parallel, yes.
Yeah. Now, did you have a roommate like that or no?
No, I did not. If I would say I would have been Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you reckless?
I've been known to be a tad reckless, yes.
Is that how you had to redo your shoulder from being reckless or no?
That's probably a contributing factor.
Really?
I used to fight full contact kung fu,
Oh,
and that probably had a negative effect on on the health of my shoulders.
where do you do that? Is that an organized thing?
Yeah, it was local here in Cincinnati.
Wow. Okay. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay. And all right. So what else? Where can people find the book? I know you said, let's see, it's markescottauthor.com. That's where they
Yeah.
can find the book. Okay. All right. What else? Would you like
on Barnes and Noble,
okay.
thrift books? I mean, really,
Amazon? Is it on Amazon?
absolutely, yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you want an action book where you really feel like you're living these guys' stories, I recommend it highly. Anything else you want to say about the book? I mean, I don't, there's a lot I could say. I don't want to ruin it for people, but all right. The story with the sister. Was
Right.
that from part of your life?
No, that was completely made up.
Okay, so you made up the whole thing.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that had happened.
So I love how you say the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to blow it for the audience.
No, I get it.
You kind of got a feeling something was weird with Thomas and his sister.
Right.
Because he was so nervous when she came and
Yeah.
you kind of felt something, but okay. So that was good. That was intrigue. And it was a good twist.
Thank you.
And I bring up the Ku Klux Klan. How did you come up with that? Did they even do demonstrations?
Yeah, so that was actually based on something that happened while I was in school in Miami. And the outrage of the students and the behavior of the administration was all spot on in the book. So the KKK probably at this point in time, when I wrote the book, it was a dying force, and probably on its last legs. But there is a county outside of Miami University where it was rumored there was a strong KKK presence. I don't know why people joined the KKK. And I didn't really attempt to dive into that too deeply in the book.
Yeah.
Except through the reflection of the one guy who didn't fully understand why he was there. And I thought a lot about that because people, what I've noticed about the age you and I live in now is that the desire for absolutes. Right. So how dare one person said, well, you're humanizing a KKK member. Well, he is human, isn't he?
Isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. We all make decisions that we probably shouldn't make. And I thought him as a vehicle for Matt's crossover into violence was worked really well.
Yeah. And, I was in a course once and somebody was totally against the KKK. And the exercise was to have a conversation. And I don't know if she had to do it for a full day or just to have a conversation as a member. She had
wow.
put herself in their shoes.
Wow. When was this?
This was in a course. It was a transformational course. It was called Service and Contribution, years ago. And I never forgot that because she really was altered by that, because you don't know. They wake up, not that they wake up, but they're born into it. That's what their family did. That's what they know. That's what they're taught. They don't have, so even if you take someone, not Israelis, but the other side, the Arabs, they're taught to hate Israel or to hate Jews, and that's what they know. So if you can put yourself in their shoes, I'm not saying it's right, but you can at least understand why they're doing what they're doing. So I thought what you did with that guy was very good.
Thank you.
I thought that was very cool, but yeah, it makes you wonder why would they do it, but that's from a judgment point of view, that what I think is the only way or is the truth, and what someone else thinks is wrong, right? That's a judgment. So
and of course it's wrong, but I go back to the absolutes, and to your point, everybody ends up somewhere because of some other force acting on them,
or their beliefs,
or their belief system, which are often handed to them without them thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you take religion or whatever, people just, I think it's healthy, the question. And I think, I don't know if it was when my mother was growing up, I don't know if they questioned it. It was just the way it was done,
Yeah.
And so she's put some of that, like I have a book, it's called Your Bullshit. One of my books is Your Bullshit is Your Blessing. You can't do that. You can't, but I did. But she says I can't, and there were some other people of her generation that were horrified by it. But the younger people are like, oh, that's a great title, So it's just, when you say your beliefs or is it your belief system or your values or your, you know what I mean? Like they change over generations. They change.
Certainly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. I mean, I was surprised that you put the KKK in your book. But when you say, I know this sounds like an ignorant question, but when you say Miami, it was in Ohio, right?
Correct. That's not ignorant at all. This is normal. People get confused.
Yeah.
Miami of Ohio was there before Miami of Florida.
Oh, but there's a place, Miami, Ohio, right? Or no?
Miami University of Oxford, Ohio is the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's Miami University of Oxford, Ohio. Yeah. Everybody gets it confused.
Yeah. Okay. But it's not in the South, right?
No, it's in Ohio, not far from Cincinnati. Yeah.
So what would the Ku Klux Klan be doing there anyway?
The KKK started in Indiana.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's where they really got their steam going.
I thought it was like just in the South.
No. Really? I think its origins were actually northern Indiana.
Okay. See, you learn something new every day. Wow.
Yeah, it became more of a symbol of the South, but the origins were Midwest.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
And I don't do that proudly.
All right. I'm wondering what else. I'm looking through the book right now to see. Well, you made him a leader, which was interesting, almost by accident. Yeah.
Exactly. So he sort of half-assed became the leader by delegating. It's like, hey, I don't really want to do this, so can you do it for me? Oh, yeah. And then for Matt, he thought of the whole counter demonstration as instead it was a party.
Right.
Let's just have a party.
Bring a keg and some pretzels.
Right. And it'll be entertaining,
Now, Oh, I just had some. Oh, he was very violent,
Oh yeah.
but he never got in trouble.
That was part of the problem.
Oh,
He never really got punished for his violence. So he
I
just
mean,
never.
and it didn't seem like he thought that it was wrong. I think Thomas did and had a problem with it, but it didn't seem like he ever had any guilt that he just beat someone up or blew something up or wanted to
Right.
mess up some other stuff, right? Like it didn't seem like he had any qualms.
So, and that, and he didn't. It never occurred to him. He's like a clean slate. It's like, well, I'm going to do this thing. Is there a problem with it? It doesn't seem to be. So
It didn't even seem like he questioned it. Like this is
no,
wrong,
no,
right?
and he wouldn't, because part of the if you got when I was studying to write the book, what I learned is, and so part of the question is Matt schizophrenic, or is he actually talking to a spirit? Now, a schizophrenic will identify a problem that no one else seems to notice. And because they're the only ones who notice the problem, they must fix it. And that's what's happening to him. He identifies a problem that nobody else seems to notice.
The water. The water?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so he takes it upon himself to fix the problem and is so excited. And when he applies what he believes is the solution to the problem.
Right.
And then disappointed when the solution doesn't take hold.
Well, did it work? It seemed like it worked for a couple days.
It worked for a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I mean, I think talking to spirits is pretty normal, but
and that's the juxtaposition of Thomas as well. So Thomas talks to God regularly.
Yeah.
So then Matt goes in, hey, without revealing that he's talking to this conquistador from the 16th century, he says, hey, man, your whole God thing, does he ever talk back to you? And Thomas goes, no, not yet. But that's the question. Who are we talking to when we're talking to the spirits? Because, my dad died in 98, and I still, throw out a question to him on occasion.
And do you get an answer?
I like to think I do, but, it's not a voice from, above me. It's
in your head.
Right. Or something happens, seems to go my way, or.
Yeah. I've talked to dead people for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I thought it was weird, but when I was in a course once and they said, say something that nobody knows. And so I was like, can I say this? So I said, yeah, I talk to dead people. And I thought they'd be like, get out of here. But like all these people came up to me and said, oh, I do too. I do too. And I was like, wow.
I think everybody, if they think about it, and it may be offhand, it may be while they're waiting for the elevator, and they're just offhandedly going, Mom, I could really use a hand today. and that may be the extent of it, but our brains seem to be searching out more than just us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's that relationship was on purpose. I wanted those two to juxtapose each other and to find the friend, not a sexual attraction, but the friendship attraction between the two of them is based on the difference in their personalities.
Right. Right. Okay. So if you could get the book out in people's hands, what difference would you want to make in the world? Or, what was your purpose in writing it, would you say?
It started off as an interesting fellow I found as I was writing a paper for a history class. And I thought, oh my God, I could write a whole book about this guy. And then
about Matt or the Lope?
About Lope.
Oh, okay.
So then I had to construct the story, for something beyond him, something that would relate more to the rest of us. And, it became about,
Was that true about him?
yeah, that's a true individual.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lope de Aguirre truly existed in the 16th century and was ruthless and wanted to be king of Peru, hence the name of the book.
Right. Okay.
So when he's trying to get Matt to pick up where he left off, he's like, I think you have the right qualities for this job.
Right. That's amazing. Well, and then we gotta, let's see, wrap up in a couple minutes, but the father, that was an interesting twist, that the father talks to the mother.
Yes.
But he was driving when he killed her because he was drinking, right?
Yes, exactly.
Well, why wasn't he in jail?
Well, that's a great story. We don't know.
Oh, okay.
He might have been in jail for a while, but
okay.
It was at worst manslaughter because it was an accident.
Right. Okay. Wow.
I mean, right? Yeah.
Okay, so back to the purpose.
Yes.
So you found Lope and you wanted
I wanted to write about her. Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I started, the story became about spirituality and behaviors and where they come from, and who you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
Because Thomas finds he wants to hang around Matt for the same reason he wants to be around his sister. Well, similarly.
Because they're
wild.
Yeah.
Because they are not constrained by social mores.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you study any of that, the spirituality and the behaviors, or you just wrote about it?
No, I studied up before I wrote that book.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah.
And I talked to some psychologists, and of course, I'd been going to church since I was a kid, so I had a nice background there. But
all right. And now we're going to go into our commercial break and a word from our sponsors.
What if school could be a place where every child feels safe to be themselves? Right now, kids are growing up in a complicated world. They're learning how to listen, how to care, and how to find their voice. Kokori's daily digital calendar of research-backed lessons helps children build confidence, empathy, and resilience through joyful play-based learning. When children feel connected and supported, they don't just learn more, they grow into kinder, braver humans. Kokori, helping kids grow together.
Hey, it's Hilary from the Getting Real with Hilary show. Life can be messy, raw, and real. And sometimes we're afraid to feel vulnerable. We're afraid to be that real self. Well, that's exactly what the Getting Real with Hilary show and Getting Real movement is all about. Being our true selves. Every week, I bring you stories of transformation, authenticity, and hope. People getting real with their struggles, their faith, and their breakthroughs. So don't miss a thing. Subscribe to my weekly newsletter today. You'll get stories, links to everything new, and how to create a life you love every week directly to your inbox. You can also find my books on Amazon. My courageous and riveting memoir, The Second Piece of French Toast, in case you feel stuck in your life and want to get inspired. How I came out about my no sex life and my marriage, and my second book, Real Talk. That one will get you speaking up in ways you've been too afraid to do so, and really creating amazing freedom. And my third book, How to Stop Fixing Yourself and Start Having Fun, the name is called Your Bullshit is Your Blessing. Find links to everything and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Getting Real with Hilary, and you'll find the links in the header. So visit, and you can also visit gettingrealwithhilary.com, because the real you is worth it and wants to come out. What if spiritual transformation didn't have to feel confusing or out of reach? When I met Dr. Kay Narayan, a spiritual teacher and healer, what struck me most wasn't just his presence. It was how simple he made something that can feel so complex. In his book, Spiritual Transformation, 12 Steps to Freedom, Joy, and Your Highest Life, he breaks it down into a clear, step-by-step process. So you're not just inspired, you actually know what to do. This isn't about rare experiences or abstract ideas. It's practical, it's logical, and it's written in a way that just makes sense. And what I experienced myself was a feeling of lightness, of ease, of finally understanding. If you've been searching for something deeper, but want it to feel real and accessible, this is for you. You can get a free copy of his book right now. Just cover shipping and handling. The link is below, because the life you're looking for might be simpler than you think. So thank you, as always, to our sponsors, and also to the sponsors you saw in the commercials, and also to the people whose logos are going across the screen. We thank you all for making this show possible, and are very appreciative to your support. And if you want to learn how to support the show, you can contact me at Hilary@gettingrealwithhilary.com. We're looking for people who would like to elevate the conversation and consciousness of the planet by putting good stuff out into the universe, which is inspiring. All right, and now we're going to bring back our guest, Mark E. Scott. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, anything else you'd like to say about the book? I mean, what did you learn when you were doing the psychological research? How about that?
Oh, I learned a lot about mental health and mental illness. One thing that happened that I didn't understand at all was that mental illness often doesn't manifest itself till somebody's in their early 20s.
Really?
Yeah, so you don't see a lot of, I mean, there's your standard teenager mental illness from simply being a teenager. And then there's stuff like schizophrenia, which doesn't really pop up until, say, age 20. So you can go a long time in your life, and then suddenly something starts happening to you.
Really?
And yeah, and it's maybe that more surprising because you've been around for a couple decades before it happens.
So would you say that the drinking, I know he's a made-up character, but that the drinking contributed to that? That it made it, I mean, if you look at, yeah.
No, I would say no.
So
Only
it's two separate things, mental illness and drink. Okay.
yeah.
Now, the fact that he was so reckless, is that, and I know he's a fictional character, but from your perspective, was that because of the way he was raised, that his father was obviously reckless if he was a drinker? Or is it just something in your personality, like that makes someone not think about the consequences of that they're destroying, they're breaking the rules, they're breaking the laws, they're breaking people and things and all that. And it's like, oh, that was a great idea. Like, where does that thinking come from?
Yeah, I would say to your question about a combination of factors, that drinking certainly lowers inhibitions. So, you wake up the next day and you go, why did I do that? But also, having served in the military, military people are, in our country, I've only served in our military, but they're very good at their jobs. They're very good at not worrying about it when they're not on their jobs. So, and what I mean by that is military people are often unconstrained, especially if they're drinking. And I'll give you an example. My ship was pulling into Lisbon, Portugal. And as we were pulling in, a British ship had just been kicked out because of their behavior on shore. We got kicked out 2 days later. So I think we lasted longer than the British.
So what behavior? Drinking?
Drinking, yeah, you just
Fighting?
Right. I mean, throwing bottles, just behavior unbecoming, so to speak.
No, aren't you supposed to, or I guess they're not necessarily officers. Are these enlisted people with nothing to lose, or was it officers too? I would think they have to have a certain type of behavior or they get kicked out.
The officers tended to be better behaved, a little more well-heeled than the enlisted men. And I apologize. I don't mean to take us down that track. I'm just trying to answer the question. You have Matt, who was in a Marine for 4 years.
Yeah.
And when he was off duty, didn't have a lot of controls on him. And behaviorally, you have he's coming probably, his dad's probably an alcoholic, but you're not really sure because, I don't describe him as such. He could just be a heavy drinker. He could just have a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt's just one of those people, and you've either met them and not known it, or you've met them and known it, that is going to do whatever they want to do and damn the torpedoes. And it could be because
there were never consequences, maybe.
Right. Or it just doesn't occur to them in a way that does the rest of us.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you wonder. And again, I know you made him up, but it does make you think, right?
Well, yeah, he's a conglomeration of people that I've actually met.
Wow. Okay. All right, cool. All right. So, now what about, okay, I wanted to ask about the drinking. Did you, and this is personal, so you could say I take the fifth, but did you ever have a problem with drinking yourself?
No, not in the sense of where it couldn't be controlled.
No. Okay.
And I know that sounds like what an alcoholic would say, but there's a catch-22 here. If I say I haven't had a problem, it sounds like I have.
No, you would know. If that was why your marriages broke up, you would know, right?
Well, no, my marriages broke up for other sundry infractions on not just on my part, but I hope. Drinking can enhance an experience or destroy it. And if and that's what I'll say about it. I think my drinking now enhances experiences. I have great friends here in the neighborhood, in my life. I don't drink anything like I did when I was 20, where there's nobody, you never say no. Hey, you want another beer? Sure. And you're suddenly your head's hanging out the back seat of your window so you can throw up as the car is,
Yeah.
That I don't experience anything like that anymore. I'm way too old.
I'm way too old. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So are you going to write more books?
Absolutely. I've actually two. So as we were discussing earlier, I have one which I might pull out of the mothballs in that filing cabinet back there. I've also got 2 books that are about halfway done each.
Wow.
And then I'm working on a quick edit. Don't let my publisher hear me say quick. I'm working on a very thorough edit of a book called Burning Buildings, which they are willing to republish, which has a much nicer, will have a much nicer cover than mine does.
Oh, okay.
I had self-published it because I had found an agent, and she tried to find a publisher for the book and couldn't find one. And I said, well, what do I do? She goes, well, self-publish it. She goes, write another book.
Oh.
Like it was so obvious. Just keep writing because she believes in me, thank God. And I said, well, what do I do with this one? She goes, self-publish it. Just self-publish it. So I spent $13 on clip art for the cover.
Wow. Amazing. And how did you get a publisher? I think most people would want to know that.
That's when the next book I wrote was called Drunk Log, which is about a 30-year-old engineer who's responsible for the death of his 7-year-old nephew. And a year after the accident, he decides he's going to kill himself, but not before he stops at 9 or 10 bars and gins up some beer courage, and writes about it in a notebook called The Drunk Log.
Oh.
So he's writing about everything he feels and thinks. I wrote that book based on a story told me by an astrophysicist from Athens, Ohio, and who is a bit of a drinker.
Oh.
And I sent it to my agent. She found a publisher for that one. But the publisher wanted it to be a series. And they said, hey, we'll publish it if you write 2 more with the same characters. And that's how I ended up with First Date and Free Will.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're almost out of time.
I thought I would kill 10 more minutes for you.
No, we did. We killed them. Yeah, we're almost there. Well, we probably have more time because we stopped. But yeah, what else would you like to talk about? We do have some guts. So
yeah, no, I think I've talked about everything I have.
Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to write and inspiring people that you can start at 8 and eventually publish a bunch of stuff. So, a lot of people say they want to write a book, but you've really done it. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. This was very fun.
Yeah. I'm glad it worked out. So thank you, everyone. See you later. Thank you for watching this episode. I started getting real with Hilary when I discovered that I was a people-pleasing, pleasant phony and wanted to be more of my real self. We can grow together if you will like the show, subscribe to my channel, and share this episode with your friends and family so that we can have a world that's more real.